Hi everybody, thank you for joining me, Living Divinity. So I spent like 35 minutes talking about this. So I did the Bible reading when I posted this. So now I'm going to move on to all the other cards, okay? So next we have the Native Spirit, and we have the Thunder Drum. So let me read that for you. Stand up and be counted, be assertive. Don't be shy about sharing your gifts and letting the world know about your value. Declare with authority, this is who I am, and this is what I stand for. Make a stand for others less fortunate. Take risks. Walk in rhythm to the beat of your own drum. This is not the time to step back or step aside. Your native spirit wants you to know, throughout the world, indigenous people have called spirit through drumming. Drumming was used to activate one's fighting spirit for battle, as well as for joyous celebrations and sacred ceremonies. It was also used for healing rituals. In every case, the drum beat was used to open spiritual realms. A thunder drum calls the thunder beings from the sky, and they arrive with passion and incredible vitality. Drawing this card means that it is time to step into your passion. Make a stand in life for what truly matters to you. The journey, a powerful way to activate your life force, is to drum on your chest lightly with closed fist. It's especially powerful if you do a two beat similar to the sound of a beating heart, which is the most primordial sound for humans. This rhythm is grounding and activates your strength. Okay. Make sure that was it. Yeah, that was it. Okay. Next we have this feather here, and it is the chickadee. Okay, the chickadee. Chickadee is a small but mighty bird that often serves as the community messenger. Their unique song is considered to bring news to others in their habitat. They have unusual brain patterning that allows them to shed old information each fall to create space for new information and to keep adapting to the changing environment. The chickadee messenger signals communication from others and encourages us to look at our own manner of expression. Is what we are saying truthful, supportive, and kind? Chickadee urges us to review our patterns and see what needs to be released. The message, Chickadee reminds us of the value of reviewing our lives to assess where there is room for letting go so that we may invite in the new. Clearly examine your communications to others as well as yourself to notice what patterns or habits may be weighing you down. Are you stuck in a rut? Are your dreams delivering messages? Chickadee chirps to remind you to pay attention to words, actions, and signs of changes to come. Energies, communication, activity, adaptability, season, spring and fall, element, earth and air, the color black, white, gray, brown. The affirmation, I choose to surrender all thoughts, words, and patterns that hold me back. Release anything that's holding you back. Okay. Next, we have intuitive phantom quartz point. The affirmation: it's easy for me to see beyond the obvious. I am extremely intuitive and perceptive. I am aware of what thoughts, people, or situations need to be realigned in my life. Okay, so that's under investigation, and it's being intuitive. We all have it. It's a matter of are we willing to open it up? Are we willing to protect it? Are we willing to discern? So when I say those three things, protect it, discern, and I don't remember what the last one was. Are we willing to use it, protect it, and have discernment? When you're intuitive, it's like when you're just going for a walk and you see something that's irregular, how does it register in your mind? Does it register as, oh, it's just a bag of trash? Or does it make you say, let's open it up and see what it is, right? Or we could just walk past it and just put it in our mind that it's a choice of however many different choices. So when I was living on Oahu, there was a little house that was in between like a semi-high-rise. Like I say semi-high-rise, it might only been like 8 stories high or smaller, but on the other side of it was a hospital. What hospital was it? It was a kids' hospital. It's a children's hospital. Can't really remember what the name of it was, but it was near Makiki, going towards Keomoku Street and King Street. Anyways, there's a little house sitting in the middle of all the big buildings, right? And it was for sale. So I just like Googled it just out of curiosity. It was like a little 2-bedroom, like a Spanish kind of little cottage. And I guess it did have a garage on it, like a 1-car garage. They wanted $800,000 for it. I was like, oh my God, $800,000 because of its location. They probably put it high in case the hospital wanted it. Maybe they could have used it for a guard shack or something. But so I was walking past it one day, and there was a carpet rolled up, and like the position of the house was where the driveway was to the left, and then the actual house was a little bit to the right, and then there was a garage in the back, 1-car garage in the back, and then you had to go through this little opening in the wall because it had the Spanish wall that was built up, and there was a rolled carpet in front of the door. So me and Chris were riding by it, and I was telling him about the house, and it's like, yeah, see that rolled carpet? So I was thinking that maybe there's a dead person in there. And, you know, we just kind of laughed it off because it just didn't look right. But I never called anybody. I just told Chris, I was like, it looks like, like we drove past it, so we were going like at least 25 miles an hour. And I know I wanted to show him the house. Not that we were interested in buying it, but $800,000 for this little house. And that's what I said to him. I was like, when I walked by it, I thought that maybe there was a dead person rolled up in there. And I didn't say anything. I didn't call. I only told Chris. And then a couple days later, the stench was, you know, in the neighborhood. So, you know, it smells like a dead person. Okay, so they knew that something was dead around. And so they found this woman who was rolled up in the carpet. and she was the realtor for that place. So apparently some guy called her up and said, let's meet at the property. And he pretended to be interested in buying it. And I don't know how he killed her, but he rolled her up in that carpet. He took her car, and then he was using her credit cards around town. And I'm sure they caught him, but it was like my intuition said there was a dead body rolled up in that carpet. And I ignored it. So, you know, I have to pay more attention to it, and I have to do my own investigating, and I have to confirm that my thought was correct, right, instead of just blowing it off. Those are all important things to do. Anyways, it was just a story I wanted to tell you. It's kind of a weird, freaky story, but it's a true story. Okay, so intuitive and phantom quartz point. Do you follow your instincts even when the truth isn't based on conscious reasoning? Do you just know things about people or situations without conscious reasoning? If you are one of many who are tuned in and just know what you know, without direct evidence, this life path is one to pay attention to. Included in this category is anyone who is a detective with the intention of collecting information to gain clarity and understanding. Most often the career of a detective is focused on solving mysteries using hard facts and data, but this category is inclusive of investigative work that goes beyond the norm. If you pull the intuitive and phantom quartz point card, pay attention to your intuition. You are being called to listen. Trust your gut feelings and use your skills for awareness in order to decipher and understand a person, place, or situation. An intuitive or psychic applies investigative skills beyond the physical, using metaphysical tools. A person following this life path helps others through intuition and tools such as oracle cards, with the intention of restoring balance in their lives. Phantom quartz crystal appears to have a ghost crystal inside them. This is a symbolic message to look deeper into a situation to uncover what is barely noticeable or not obvious to most people. Use phantom quartz crystals to detect energies that are hidden and not visible. The intuitive and phantom quartz point card calls you to pay attention to what is barely perceptible. Bring it to the forefront and use this information to aid yourself or another in restoring clarity and balance. So yeah, if you pay attention to body language and you know, I really find that I really find it that even something else happened while I was out there. Well, actually a whole bunch, but this is something different. That's not really that freaky. But there was a dude who he was like a black Hawaiian, and I don't know why I need to tell you that. Whatever, he could have just been black, he could have just been Hawaiian, I don't really know, but for some reason I kind of felt like he was like a mixed breed, which would be what I was saying, black and Hawaiian. But anyways, a friend of his, I was getting the feeling like his friend was talking about me, and I didn't get that feeling until I looked in the guy's face. I looked in his face as we were like walking past each other, and that thought came into my mind. Like that guy's eyes told on his friend. saying that his friend was saying things about me that probably were not true. So I had this person's phone number, right? Because he wanted to do business. He wanted to like do side jobs with me and my husband at the time. So I pulled his name up and I said, stop talking about me. And he never came back and said, I'm not talking about you. You know, like most people, right? Most people are going to say, why would you send me a text like that? Most people would say, I got that text. Did you mean it for me? Because I'm not talking about you. Why would you send me a message like that? Right? I didn't get a response. And then the guy stayed really distant. So I knew when I looked in his friend's eyes what his friend was telling me energetically. And I called him out on it. I knew that my intuition was right on. So, you know, I've had other things about other people. And a lot of that I just keep to myself, you know. Anyways, we all have the intuition. We have to know how to discern it, you know, how to use it. We can't use it to benefit ourselves. We can't use it to, you know, help us rise above the others. We can't use it like in a competitive way to better ourselves, right? We can't say, I don't know how to put it. I'm just saying it's a special gift that we all have. And we can't really put a monetary figure on it. I guess some people do, you know, people who help the police find murderers or find kids who have been murdered or whatever it is, you know. I hear these stories about psychics who go to the police department. Oh, this person came in my dream. I know that this person's dead because they came to me in a spirit and they told me where their body was and what happened. And then the police will follow them out there and either it comes to truth or it's not really revealed at that one moment. So I guess it is a monetary thing, but I'm just all really about the spirituality part of it, and that is to help people awaken, to help to teach other people to pay attention to those things, right? Because it could actually save your life, you know. You never know. You could be, someone could be asking you to go to a party, and then your intuition says, nah, I'm not really feeling it tonight. And then, you know, and I hate to even project that out there, but so then you stay home, and then the people who go to the party go to this particular building, and all of a sudden there's this big damage that goes on. And, you know, so you decided not to go. So that was your intuition telling you that it's not a place you want to go right now. You better just chill out and enjoy being home. Get it? All right, so next we have message of the mermaids, and we have hope. Always hold on to hope. Never let it go. It's, you know, depending on what you're going through, how you're feeling, what's happening around you, what's happening internally. Sometimes it's really hard to hold on to. But you just have to say the words when you're feeling negative. So say if I'm like a projector, right? If I'm projecting on you, you don't have any hope. You're always going to be here. You're always going to do what this person tells you to do. You're always going to submit. You're always going to be lower. You know, they make you feel lower and you accept that position, so you always stay. Whatever it is, right? If I'm projecting negative on you. You know, and what happens? What happens when I take all your hope away, right? Energetically. You know, bad things could happen, right? You could decide to become an axe murderer, or you could decide to hurt yourself, to drive your car over a bridge or something, And believe me, that's the last thing God wants you to do. And that's the first thing the devil wants you to do. Okay? So if people are trying to take your hope away, realize what it is. Realize that they're not for you. Realize that if you believe in God, you have to believe in the devil. And if someone doesn't want you to have hope, what position does that put them in? You have to realize it for what it is. And you have to stand in your truth, stand in your power, and step away. And turn your back to that person. That person could be your father, it could be your mother, it could be your sister, it could be your brother, it could be your lover. Whoever tries to take your hope away, whoever tries to be a dream stomper, whoever is someone who puts obstacles in your path to keep you held back, learn to see it for what it is, especially while you're young, because you have time to make changes, and you have time to regain your strength and your hope in yourself. Right? Okay, so let's read about hope. Hold on to hope. When things feel hopeless, change your outlook to feeling hopeful. Trust in the magical flow of life and love. This mermaid can't see the sun shining behind her through the clouds or the vibrant rainbow. She's totally absorbed by her own inner world. All she needs to do is look behind her and she'll see the symbols of hope all around. Can you relate to her situation at this time? While it's important to acknowledge any pain and perhaps fear of the future, combined with the feeling that hope is lost, it's equally important not to harbor these feelings for too long. Release them, knowing in your heart that hope can and will return again. Although it might feel that way, you're not at the mercy of your feelings and external circumstances. Each and every time can be turned around so that you can recognize and nurture feelings of hope. Simply look at things from another perspective can literally shine a new light on your life and bring hope to the forefront once again. Try meditating on your blessings and the positive things in your life. Make this a daily habit and you'll soon change your heart and mindset to a hopeful one. If you find yourself thinking hopeless thoughts, imagine them turning into clouds and visualize them floating out of your mind. In your mind's eye, see a beautiful, vibrant rainbow filled with hope beaming into your heart, filling it with vivid colors. The sun is shining and hope is present. You just need to open your heart to the possibilities and miracles that a renewed sense of hope can bring. Now that's a beautiful card. Okay, so next we have animal messages, and today we have the bear. Let's see. Okay, the bear. Here we go. Nurture creativity and return to the sweetness of life. Bear prepares for the birth of her cubs by building up reserves of nourishing fat. But unless conditions are perfect, she will not give birth to her fleshly creations. For Bear knows that timing and preparation are all deliberate, carefully, before bringing anything into being, and nurture your creativity by withdrawal. Whether in meditation or retreat, when you return to the material world, your ideas will bear fleshy, ripe fruits, and you will again discover the sweetness that life offers you. Alright, so next we have the tarot, tattoo tarot, and I pre-shuffled already, but I'm going to shuffle a little bit more. And get through this reading, I gotta run a couple errands in town. And today's a good day to take my dog to the doggy park. He sometimes wants to run around. He wants me to walk the park with him. Sometimes he's actually really playful, so it just depends on his mood and how he's feeling. Okay, so let me do a cut here. Then I'll do one final cut. At the bottom is the King of Wands. Okay. The Three of Cups is a celebration. Is someone planning a celebration? Or is this currently happening? Or is this something from the past? The Three of Cups is a happy gathering, social activity, group efforts, victory, problems resolved, wounds and painful memories healed, pleasures of life, joyous family. Support from siblings, cousins, peers is a conclusion. Okay, so this could mean a few different things. For someone out there, it could mean that you spoke your piece. You said, this is who I want to be with. This is who I choose. This is who I want to spend the rest of my life with. And all these people who were against you before are realizing that if they want to have any place in your life, then they have to congratulate you. They have to agree with your decision. They have to embrace the celebration that you're wanting to celebrate. Okay? So I guess that could be like the worst case scenario. The best case scenario is you're celebrating a promotion at work. You're celebrating maybe you just purchased a house. You're celebrating I'm going to dedicate my life to the Lord. It could be many different things. Dedicating your life to the Lord is probably the most beautiful reason to celebrate, okay? So I just put that out there because that's important. We always want to have God on the forefront of our lives, right? And, you know, any good things that we have, we can't just say, it was given to me because I did this and I did that and I'm here and I'm there and I'm the good worker, I'm the good spouse, I'm. It's because God sees your heart. God sees how you've changed for the better, and therefore blessings will start dropping in front of you, okay? Even if it's just a dime in the road, okay? There's many reasons to celebrate, okay? But always give your thanks to God. Don't take all the glory. You got to share that glory, you know, with God. You got to include Him. He has to be on the forefront of your life. Okay, next we have the Magician. So, somebody do some magic to attain this Three of Cups, or they got the Three of Cups and they're like, okay, now I got the power. I'm gonna be manifesting even more. What are you manifesting? Or someone you know is manifesting something. Next is the Four Swords. The Four Swords speaks of putting something to rest. Could it be that this was a problem? You were over celebrating. You were doing too much. Maybe you were doing too much and you realized that, I'm 27. I've partied for the past 10 years. I'm going to choose to make a change. I want to put it to rest. That was actually me when I was 27. 27, I did all the partying I wanted to do. I did all the bar hopping I wanted to do. I'm not going to tell you that I just don't want to do that anymore. I just don't want to make it a routine in my life that, Friday nights dancing and Saturday nights shooting pool, and then Sundays, at the bar watching football games, whatever it is. But that's what I kind of think it is. I think someone was really celebrated, and they were celebrating with, I see 3 cups, so I think it's like a third party. Could be that menage a trois thing, And they manifested that, but now they're manifesting, I've done all that. I've tasted all the flavors. I've been all over the world. I've done the single life. Well, now I don't want to do that anymore. It's not fulfilling. It's like what do you call that? Instant gratification with nothing to look forward to except tomorrow, right? Tomorrow I could do the same thing. I could be this real beautiful woman, right? And I can go to the next club on the next night and pick up Tom, Tom's always at that bar. I know he could take me home, or I could take him home. Then the other bar down the road, Dave's over there. Oh, Dave's there on Saturday night. Oh, I can hook up with him, And then the next club, it's, Chris, or whoever, It's putting to rest something that you've already done too much of, whether you manifested too much or not. Okay? Oh, so this is what you're looking for. You want to put all this to rest. The third parties, the parties. You manifested that, and now you're realizing you're a master manifester. So I'm done doing all that. It's just a mindset. I got to tell my mind, now I'm done doing that. That's what I want. So someone sees someone else that they're interested in, or they just know that they're looking to settle down. Maybe they're still in the midst of finding that perfect love. That's happy home. That's happy life. The 9 of Cups, or the Knight of Cups. So, you see, he's seeing in his vision. Maybe he's already put it to the universe. That's what I'm seeking now. A real love. A love that I can trust, that'll still be there when I open my eyes. Who has no wants or desires to be anywhere else but next to me. That's what I'm kind of feeling right now. the Seven of Coins. The Seven of Coins has something to do with building or having a being stable in the coin section. Being cunning. Figuring out how to make it all work. Let's see. So the Eight of Coins is actually more calculating, skilled. The Seven of Coins is profit, growth, and progress, valuable assets, a hard toil on a learning curve. Could be anxiety around money. And it could be a potential improved status or work promotion. Okay, so they say as above, so below. So energetically, could he already know who this person is? Or could he physically actually already know who this person is? But now that he's decided to put everything to rest, he also has this following right behind him. When I say he, it doesn't necessarily have to be a he. It's the energy of the card. Oh, and here we have Temperance to balance everything out. The Temperance is moderation. It's a major arcana. She's a Sag. They say the Temperance is considered to be a Sagittarius card. So moderation, self-control, economy, patience, consolidation, harmony, friendship, unfulfilled. Well, let me know if the recording crackled right there, please. Because I was standing behind it. So maybe that's, my voice is echoing off the wall. Okay. So Temperance. Maybe he's learning. He's learned to started out partying, having celebrations. He knows that he has manifested. He knows this. You say it's a guy because, okay, it's a guy on here, but so this guy knows that he has special power that he hasn't shared with anybody. This guy knows that when he meets someone, when he just touches their hand, that he gets a glimpse of who they really are. So he puts his hand out to a woman, and the woman just naturally, because of his energy, puts their hand into his hand, and he pulls them in close. So he's already reading their energy. He's already saying, I know how to handle this one. I know what they want me to say. And I know if I want them to be lined up with the others, that I have to do A, B, and C. So I look at this guy right here and I say, oh, so once that woman leaves his presence, right? She could live all the way across town, or maybe the next town up, right? But he because he touched her hand and got a glimpse of looking into her eyes and looking into her soul. Say her name is Doris. He can call to Doris and say, do you remember holding my hand? Do you remember how it felt? Did you feel the instant love, the instant attraction we had for each other? Right? And then here's this girl, say it's this girl, right? She's all the way this far away. She's over here and he's way over here at a distance, right? And all of a sudden she's thinking, that guy that held his hand out to me and I put my hand into his. I could have swore I heard him say, do you remember how you felt when you put your hand in my hand? Do you remember how you felt when I pulled you into me, close to me? And when I looked in your eyes and you looked in mine? You know, like she's saying, I just heard that in my mind. Is this real or is it not real? And he's saying, oh, it's working. It's working with her. I'm going to try it on other girls. Meanwhile, next week he sends her a message. Hey, I want to see you. Could you just come down, even if it's just for a minute, come down and see me? And she's far away. You know, maybe she's only a 10-minute or 15-minute drive. For some reason, I heard him say he wants to see me. So I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to go see him. And then they see each other. See, their clothes are matching, so they're like, energetically, they're mimicking each other. So they say hi, hey, how you doing? Have a good day. I gotta go this way, you gotta go that way. And then they separate, right? And he's like, it did work. I hope she never shares with anybody that I have this power. You know, whatever, life goes on, right? So that was really, did you feel that it was really deep? I kind of felt like it was really deep. All right, so in any event, he was using his power to do all of this. Then he met her, right? And he's like, oh, that's who I really want. You know, I got to put the others to rest, possibly. You know, maybe I can hold on to her and keep doing what I'm doing. But then this comes up in his mind. You know, if I want her, I got to release everything else. I got to be a man of honor, a man of holding on to a love that's worth it. I have to love myself. I have to be able to love her the way that she needs to be loved. You know, I got to get to know her so I can figure out what her love language is. And right now, I'll do anything. I'll give her anything that I have. That she will be mine. Is it resonating for you? It's just kind of how I feel the cards. It's like almost as if, because sometimes, you know, I'll be doing the reading and I'll say me. you know. So it's kind of like I'm so in touch with these cards and the message that's coming across that it's like it's really happening to me, right? Okay, so next card we have is the Nine of Wands. He will do anything for her. He will carry all the burdens if she'll just give him a chance. You know, it's like in his mind, I've done all these things to push her away. She has seen how I treated other women around me and how I kind of lined them all up, and they were all at my beck and call, like pawing at me like little kitty cats, right? Little puppies. She's not that kind of person. She'll let me carry all the burdens. You know, then he's thinking, I'm trying to repair this situation. I'm trying to get rid of all the other that are straggling around. Is she even going to forgive me? You know, that's carrying a lot of burdens. Heck, I'm just going to take the leap of faith. I'm tired of trying to wield her back to me, and she's not budging. I know deep in my heart that she really loves me. I know that all she wants is a genuine apology and for us to move forward together, me and my little doggy. She doesn't judge me on what I have or what I don't have. You know, I could be a very wealthy man, but the money doesn't mean anything. You know, I could be afraid to tell her exactly what my monetary situation is, because I'm afraid that she might use me for my money as the others have. But I'm going to take a leap of faith, and maybe I'm not going to tell her everything, but I just want to get to know her, and I want to ask her for her forgiveness. And he's realizing that she's the high priestess. She has sat back and refused to budge. And she's probably already told him everything already. The people you're involved in are going to hurt you. They're going to take from you. You can't believe them. And, you know, he chose at one point to not believe her. And now he's seeing she's always been the one to tell the truth. She's always been my ride or die. She's always been available to me, you know, just for some friendly advice. And she always gave me good advice. Why didn't I value her? I now see her as the high priestess. The Three of Wands is another form of celebration, right? The Three of Wands, but then again, it's three. Whenever I see that, I always think of third parties. So this is strength in numbers, business cooperation, busy times, being on the go. So troubles are ending. There's a ceasefire, and there are ships coming in, but could be some mixed loyalties. So whoever has some mixed loyalties should make sure that they understand their place in your life, right? You know, it's like say if it's your father, okay? Say if your father misguided you away from something you really wanted. And he was doing it, maybe in his mind he was doing it for the right reasons, but in your mind, your dad wasn't listening to how you were communicating with them. So at this point, you'd have to say, hey, Dad, I know we've talked about this, and I know that, I respect you and honor you, and I want you to be happy with my choices. But I really need for you to hear me out on this, and I really need you to tell me that you understand. Dad, I put love on the forefront of my life. I'm tired of playing the single guy's game. All I do is end up losing when I have this one that I have in mind, that I pushed out of my life. This one that I had in mind already told me what the future would be like if I stayed in this position, and I didn't believe her. And now I'm seeing she was telling me for my own good, but she also understands that sometimes people don't listen. They have to go through their own trials and tribulations. She's so much non-judgmental, Dad, and I want her to be in my life. So I am taking the leap, and I'm going for what I want. Now, you can be with me or you can be against me. That's all according to what position you want in my life. If you want to be for me, then of course you're going to be in my life fully. But if you're going to be against my wishes of what makes me happy, I'm going to have to put some boundaries up, because I'm telling you, this is the love of my life. And I'm telling you, you're my dad, I love you. But if you're making me choose, I'm going to choose the love of my life. It's kind of something like that. Next, we have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups, you see the tears, right? So it probably doesn't give you a whole bunch of good feels about it. So the Five of Cups has to do with a regret, limited loss, bereavement, inheritance not as anticipated, superficial, disappointing relationships, difficult marriage. Okay, so this could be maybe he did marry someone else, and he married them for money. He carried a lot of burdens. He could be wanting to get out of that marriage that he originally thought because of this. Or he could actually knew who he loved, but he loved someone else. Or he made a commitment to someone else because of money. The story's going to be different for everybody. I mean, how I was reading it before kind of made sense. He was partying and carrying on. He had been studying some sort of magic, how to attract women, say. He wanted to put that to rest. He saw someone who he was really interested in. As above, so below, love, and then money, right? The inheritance. Even though that's not inheritance, it's talking about profit and gain. And somehow this temperance is involved. Is that the guidance that he received from somebody? But it turned out he was carrying a lot of burdens to keep that relationship around. And he's deciding to take a leap of faith maybe again towards this high priestess who told him that the relationship that he originally chose was a bunch of threesomes, and that he would have regrets. The Eight of Coins. So with this high priestess, if he's taken the leap of faith towards her, the Eight of Coins is significant. So maybe they're going to work together on something. It says apprenticeship, employment, commission, planning, skilled craftsman, calculating ambition or lack of it, community role. So could it be they want to work together and she's going to share some of her knowledge with him so that they can be abundant and they can build something really good. And she's the high priestess, so you know spirituality has to be involved in it. Maybe she's going to help him to stop being a magician to suit himself, but maybe to work on becoming the Hierophant. And they work together and do the spiritual journey. The Eight of Swords is walking away from negativity, walking away from people who cause you regret. This really is, I mean, like the reading isn't really coming out in a perfect plan, but I guess which one does? But mostly there's some pretty good cards in there. So the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Swords is being in your head. You're all tied up. You know you can get out, but you're afraid of what could be. You're wanting to move, right? You're wanting to advance yourself. You're wanting to make more money. Get yourself in a better position. But then you got people or your own mind telling you why you shouldn't do what you want to do. So this person's doing that roller coaster thing. Oh, I'm going to move. Oh, I'm going to change my life. Oh no, I better stay where I'm at just for a little while. Oh, it's time for me to to elevate. It's time for me to realize my journey, my power, to balance out, to be a speaker of God. No, I can't do it right now. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what could happen that could be negative. I have people telling me, don't go. It's not right for you. But in your heart, if you know it's right, then you should just go, okay? So you're stuck in your head about things. And the Nine of Coins. Maybe you're seeing the other person get all of this. You're watching the other person. You're stuck in your head. Oops. You're watching somebody go from the 7 to the 8 to the 9 of coins. Maybe whoever's watching it, you're getting the 7, 8, and 9 of coins, right? So pretty soon you're going to be able to establish more stability for yourself, and you're going to be able to take some money in and start investing. You're going to be able to invest in yourself, on your projects, on your business. And maybe somebody Somebody is saying, I tried to hold that person back. Now I have to watch them elevate. And with every time that I try to hold them back, that is what God's going to give back to me. So I've got to put this magic back to rest, but how can I do that with everything I've already cast upon him or her? Now I have regrets. I regret making him or her hold on to this Nine of Wands, to be stuck in their head. I mentally attacked their psyche through magic. I wanted him to stay in this mindset, when in fact he has love for you. You've already told him the people around you aren't good for you. I've tried to be there for you anytime you needed me. My best advice was for you to take a leap of faith. You know who I am to you, right? Is that what you're telling him? You know, and I know that you love me, even though you haven't told me. You come around when you need some good advice. You come around when you need someone solid in your life. And you see that while you were watching me, I got the 7 of coins, the 8 of coins, and now the 9 of coins. You thought that I needed you. You were waiting for me to come like groveling back to you. Because that's how you've had it your whole life. Women or men groveling at your feet. Take me, take me, take me. I expressed how I felt about you, and for whatever reason you denied. So yeah, I took a leap of faith to move on with my life. It doesn't mean that I don't care about you. It doesn't mean that I don't love you. It doesn't mean I won't forgive you. But if you want this with me, you are going to have to boss up. You're going to have to talk to God about your future with me. Because I'm not going to have just anybody to spend time with me as much as I love you, as much as I know that you love me. Are you going to be in it? All the way in. When I talk to you and you need my help, my advice, I'm always there for you, right? Why would anything else change? If you're busy partying, I'm strong enough to let you go. If you love me, you got to at least be a king. And you're going to have to get things squared away with our Heavenly Father, because I will not join with anybody who doesn't place Him first. You can be all in your head about it. You know that you've listened to the wrong people, but it's a learning experience that you had to go through, so that the next time it happens, you'd be able to see it right away, and you wouldn't be putting yourself in that predicament again. They made you feel needed. They made you feel wanted. They were stroking your ego. And you were like, yeah, I'm the man, I can do anything. Look, there's 9 wands here, I'm carrying all of them. All for all of you out there. Because you tell me what I want to hear. Yet I know that it's not really how you feel. And that's a big disappointment. I've learned my lesson about using magic to get my way. I put my way to the side because I want to live a better life. I say the only 3 cups I want is the universe, me, and the love of my life. That's the only 3 cups I want. And that's the truth. That's the end of our reading. I hope you enjoyed it. The truth came out. God bless you all. I'm sending you love, light, peace, joy, and happiness, healing. And I pray for your abundance in all aspects of your life. See you on the next reading. God bless.